Hi class, this is Erica wrapping up week 3 with the Craig Gregerson case. Thank you all for the great interaction that you've had throughout the past week, taking on the roles of the different stakeholders and dialoguing about their conflicting interests, seeing things from the differing perspectives in this case. So the thing about this case compared to the Michael Bishop case that we looked at last week is that there are fewer stakeholders. So there was a lot less to keep track of in this case compared to last week's case. However, the stakeholders that we do see in this case, you've all agreed and identified the fact that Craig really needs to bring them together to rally around a common goal and to come to a consensus on how to move forward with the project. If Craig isn't able to do that, you discussed on the discussion boards the fact that there are ethical considerations at play, and that according to the Code of Ethics, he has a responsibility to recommend an intervention that will benefit the company and not just to go forward with whatever the stakeholders say. And if he doesn't feel that his work is going to benefit the company, then he really has an ethical responsibility to step back. So you discussed how he would handle that, whether or not he should jump ship, so to speak, with this project, and you really had some good interaction about that. I'm really glad that you identified that there was a tie to the readings regarding ethics in this field and this case, because that was really one of the key things that we wanted you to get out of this week. Now, as an outside consultant, we discussed benefits and drawbacks of that. And a benefit would be that Craig is coming in with minimal bias with these conflicting stakeholder interests because he's not part of the company. So that could be a good thing, because he won't be siding with one or another and have all the political considerations at play. However, he could have some blind spots as an outside consultant because he doesn't see on a daily basis how Electron Company functions. So he had some good interaction about that. Don't forget to add your lessons learned about the Craig Gregerson case to the wiki every week after the case is analyzed. You should have some significant takeaways and how you will apply what you learned in this case practically to your work, perhaps. And a lot of you might be asked to take on an outside consultant role in a design project, and you might have people within the company who are disagreeing on how to move forward with the project. So this case really allowed you to think through, being in that situation, how you might handle it. So some of you discussed getting all the stakeholders together for a meeting. And really one of the things that Craig should have done in the beginning, perhaps, is talked over the time constraints so that he would have more time to try to really work on getting the stakeholders to agree. Also, just with the training that he was to develop, that itself only being able to be 1 day long. For those of you who have taken the Learning Theories course prior to this one, you know that according to the Cognitive Information Processing learning theory, the material should really be chunked, and the employees probably aren't going to retain it if they only have 1 day to take in all of the information. It probably won't make it to long-term memory. So some of you discussed how maybe if Craig only has a day, he should design different trainings geared towards different types of employees. I thought that that was a good idea, although there are probably some things that all employees will need to know, just general guidelines. And he would still have the issue of knowledge dumping the material all in 1 day. So perhaps he needs to discuss with the company the opportunity to maybe build in some more time for the training itself. But if he isn't able to do that, A couple of you mentioned the possibility of designing like a performance support tool type of concept where there's written documentation or perhaps other types of delivery, maybe video or something like that, but the point would be that the information would be available to the employees on an ongoing basis, so it would be like a just-in-time type learning scenario. And I thought that that was a great proposed solution as well. So designing for multiple stakeholders when they're not agreeing, you really need to decide, do I want to try to push through this and try to help them come to a consensus, or do I want to just decide to step away, let them know that I can't be a part of the project because I don't feel that I'm going to be able to produce something that is going to benefit the company. But for Craig, if he was going to just modify something that was built previously, instruction that didn't work previously, then that would probably bother his conscience a little bit, because he would know it's probably not going to work a second time either. So he really needs to think through these things and request more time to muddle through the workplace politics. And you guys really did a good job articulating all of this, and I look forward to the Abby Carlin case for next week and some good discussion with that as well. So thanks guys, and we are officially about halfway through the course, so keep pushing through, and let us know if you have any suggestions for how the course might run a little differently. Alright, thanks, I'm enjoying being part of this class.